Once upon a time, in the enchanted forest where fireflies danced under the moonlight, there lived a brave little owl named Bree. She was curious about what happened at night when everyone else slept. One evening, she decided to explore the forest and see what adventures awaited her. As she flew deeper into the woods, she noticed that some of the fireflies were blinking slower than usual. This concerned Bree because it meant they might not have enough energy to keep glowing. She wondered how she could help them. Suddenly, she heard a rustling in the bushes and saw a group of sleepy bats hanging upside down from the trees. They were also struggling to stay awake. Bree thought for a moment and came up with an idea. She started gathering some nectar from the flowers around her and flying back and forth between the bats and the fireflies, dropping a tiny bit of nectar on each of them. To her surprise, this seemed to work. The bats woke up enough to catch some insects for themselves, and the fireflies had enough energy from the nectar to start blinking faster again. Everyone was happy and grateful to Bree for her clever solution. From that day on, Bree became known as the hero of the forest, always ready to help those in need, no matter how small she might be. And when it was finally time for bed, she flew back to her cozy tree hole, feeling proud and tired, but also excited about what other adventures tomorrow might bring. Good night, dear reader. Sweet dreams. As the moon began to set and the stars twinkled in the sky, Bree continued her flight through the forest. She noticed a group of sleepy rabbits hopping aimlessly in circles. They seemed lost without their usual nocturnal friends to guide them. Without hesitation, Bree fluttered down to join them. She led them to a field filled with fresh carrots, assuring them that they would find plenty to eat there. The rabbits were grateful for her help and promised to keep each other company until dawn. Feeling satisfied with her night's work, Bree started flying back towards her tree hole. She passed by a stream where she saw a family of ducks paddling frantically against the current. They were trying to reach a small island in the middle of the water, but couldn't seem to make any progress. Bree quickly came up with another plan. She gathered some twigs and leaves from the forest floor and created a makeshift raft. Then she gently nudged it towards the ducks, encouraging them to climb on board. With Bree's help, they glided smoothly downstream until they reached their destination. The grateful duck family thanked Bree for her kindness and promised to share their food with her in return. Bree smiled, knowing that even the smallest creature could make a big difference if they tried hard enough. As she finally reached her tree hole, exhausted but content, she fell asleep, dreaming of more adventures to come. As Bree drifted off to sleep, she heard a faint rustling in the bushes. She opened one eye to see what it was and noticed a family of hedgehogs wandering aimlessly through the forest. They were looking for a warm place to sleep for the night. Bree quickly realized that they could all fit comfortably inside her tree hole if she moved over a bit. So she scooted to one side and invited them in. The hedgehogs were grateful for her hospitality and snuggled up close to keep each other warm. Feeling satisfied with her final act of kindness for the night, Bree closed her eyes and fell into a deep sleep. She dreamt of all the creatures she had helped throughout the night, smiling contentedly as they flew, hopped, and swam safely through the enchanted forest. When morning came, Bree woke up feeling refreshed and ready for another day of adventures. She looked out of her tree hole to see the forest bathed in sunlight, the fireflies glowing brightly once more. As she spread her wings and took flight, she couldn't help but feel proud of everything she had accomplished the night before. And as she soared through the sky, she knew that no matter how small she was, she could always make a big difference in the world around her. As Bree flew over the forest, she noticed a family of deer grazing peacefully. However, their tranquility was disrupted by a group of pesky gnats buzzing around their ears and eyes. Bree decided to help them as well. She landed gently near the deer and observed the situation. The gnats were too small for the deer to swat away effectively. Bree thought for a moment and then fluttered her wings, creating a gentle breeze that blew the gnats away from the deer. The grateful family of deer thanked Bree and went back to their meal in peace. Bree smiled, knowing that she had helped yet another group of creatures in need. With one last look at the now calm forest, she flew back to her tree hole to rest, content with a job well done. As she settled into her cozy nest, Bree couldn't help but wonder what other adventures awaited her tomorrow. But for now, all she wanted was a good night's sleep, dreaming of the many friends she had made throughout the enchanted forest. As morning dawned and the sun began to rise over the horizon, Bree awoke refreshed and ready for another day of adventures. She looked out of her tree hole to see the forest bathed in sunlight, the fireflies glowing brightly once more. Feeling energized and excited, Bree spread her wings and took flight, eager to explore and help wherever she could. The enchanted forest was filled with endless possibilities, and Bree knew that no matter how small she was, she could always make a big difference in the lives of those around her. And so, she flew off into the sunrise, ready to embrace another day of heroic deeds and new friendships. As she disappeared from sight, all that remained were the whispers of the wind through the trees and the glowing embers of the fireflies, a testament to the small but mighty hero who called the enchanted forest her home.